Welcome to the Salt Circle Podcast. My name is Hank. With me is Shin Ben.
Oh, damn, I get to be Shin Ben. Fuck yeah.
Uh-huh. Talking Shin Ultraman. Just talking about it.
I love how, just talking about it this time instead of watching it.
Yeah.
Quick digression. I like how when you started talking, when we were starting the recording, that it didn't even sound like you were going for the intro. Like you were just gonna. We have to get into the film as soon as possible. So there's no intro. It's just Salt Circle, Ben, Hank, go.
My brain was just scrambled.
just fried. Yeah, in a probably a first. Okay, it's not a first for me. It's a first for the podcast. I fucking rewatched Shin Ultraman to do this talk. It's good. It's still bops.
We never did a commentary and then decided to also do a podcast on it.
Yeah.
But this is a special case.
Dude, it's just so fucking good. This is also probably it's one of the only times that I've watched a movie twice in such close succession or whatever. The only other time I can think of was Gravity. 2013.
Is
that
better
film
than Gravity.
It's better than Gravity, but it didn't activate my fucking fear of deep water and space. So it didn't captivate me in that way, but it did captivate me by being fucking cool and fast.
Yeah.
And we got a fight in the first 10 minutes, and he spun and he did stuff. There's fucking we learned the power of Buddy.
The power of Buddy.
The fucking film has it all. Also, rewatching
Get the bird from I Saw a Bird. I'll never get over that.
Rewatching it was actually super fun because I was a little. I mean, I say it every time we watch a fucking movie. I'm just oblivious. I'm entrapped in the film. It didn't occur to me until way later than it probably should have that what's his name was Ultraman. I'm just he seems like it, but I didn't pick up on the shit. So now as soon as you see him come back as Ultraman, and he's talking to what's her name, and he's like, how would you put this in terms of human connection? And I'm like, that's incredible. All these lines are fucking incredible now. It's just so good.
Yes. It's this guy's an imbecile.
Yeah, I was
He's an alien.
I was like, what the hell is this guy's problem? And he has all the fucking books, and now it's just it makes fucking sense.
Yeah, man. They don't tell you, but he has been replaced by Ultraman pretty fucking early.
Yeah. And even seeing him get domed by a fucking giant rock, I'm like, yeah, even seeing that the first time probably should have realized he wasn't coming back from that one.
No.
That shit was really good though. It was a very rewarding second watch to pick up that little shit. Even though I spent most of the time focusing on the fights for the second go round.
Oh yeah. After I watch it, I rewatch the fights a bunch before.
Yeah. And see, I normally
a bunch of times also
do that. I normally am not one to go back and pop that. And it's just, shit's just good.
They're just really, really good.
The fucking,
and I can't get over how faithful this is to the material, how much it loves original Ultraman.
Yeah, I read this stuff, and some of it, a good chunk of it wasn't totally new because we talked about it while we watched. But the fact that they got the effects dude to do kind of the same drawing technique, but modernized. They had the OG actor doing this stuff, and that was interesting. I think just in the Wikipedia article, it talks about how there's no way we could have gotten this exact design because his palms are so huge, his hands are just this shape. You can't get just that properly with motion capture unless you have the guy. He just has that body.
Yeah. Like
So
this weird
shit's
gangly
cool.
guy with huge hands. Like
Yeah,
it's just like
that
the
shit's
look of Ultraman.
that's cool, dude. It's really cool to read about that,
Yeah.
and that
And
they
the way
have
they like really worked to make the CG like look the way old Toku looks kind of
like we
instead of like
yeah, like we talked about while watching. It's like it's the perfect fucking blend of old and new. Like
yeah.
it has that you can instantly recognize the elements that like are just classic, but then like it's just upgraded, it's just modernized, and it
Yeah,
looks
they're also just do stuff you couldn't do.
yeah, and especially
Before.
like the explosions and stuff. A lot of that.
Yeah, like that and all those fucking that drill enemy all
Well, yeah, sure,
like
yeah, but even
spinning or all the spinning around.
but even like the beams are like they're
Sure.
classic, but there's shit in them that you just wouldn't be able to pull off.
Yes.
But it looks so
Yeah.
cool. It's like the coolest fucking thing. Like
Yep.
I wish more shit would blend old and new like that.
No, it's
The-
like cuz
God, that
it's just it's special effects. They have such a clear vision for what they're going for. Like instead of just like trying to somehow be realistic or whatever, the way like I don't know Marvel movies do.
yeah,
It's just like they have such a strong foundation of base of like this history of tokusatsu stuff that they can then build on top of instead of like treating CG like they're just treating CG like a tool rather than like the be all end all.
yeah,
The thing to like make up whatever you fucking want. They're still treating it like thinking about this in terms of traditional tokusatsu and then executing it with the use of CG. And it just
exactly.
it's just a cooler thing that they wind up with, in my opinion, on a budget that doesn't compare to the budgets that fucking top Hollywood blockbusters have.
Yeah. Also, man,
But this is just so much more appealing.
how fucking cool is
That's a
that
visual
drill
thing.
fight though?
That drill fight's fucking ridiculous. The way he comes in by just like landing backwards and then the like weird beep boop beep sound effects as he just starts spinning before he kicks him,
Yeah, dude.
and like the way he's like looking back because he's like trying to protect the fucking nuclear site behind him as the thing's like drilling into it.
Yeah,
And he can't use his beam because he doesn't want to fucking blow shit up like he did last time, and the way he just fucking takes that beam and just fucking eats it,
yeah, dude.
but and it's just like, and it's like a way that's like perfectly emulatable by kids. Like it's such a simple pose. Just stick your arms out and just like walk into it. You just walk into the laser beam and then fucking one punch. Oh my god.
The other thing that's emulatable by kids is how he grabs the like drill tentacles and like flips the thing over and like smashes on the ground. Yeah. Try it at home. That's what your little brother was made for. I say as someone who once was swinging his brother around by the ankles, and it was a great time until his head clipped the stairs. But, you know, like it was fun until then.
Uh-huh.
I was just look. He was Bowser. I was Mario. Good times. No, this shit was just.
Yeah.
I love all of it. Like so far, it's easy. I mean, I haven't watched that many movies that came out this year, but it's like easily
Yeah.
my choice so far.
Mm-hmm.
Though you've mentioned the Dragon Ball movie is coming.
Yep.
Or it's out in Japan, but the dub is not out yet. It's in December.
It was in
right?
theater. It was in theaters in the U.S. too.
With the dub.
With the dub and
Oh.
or both versions, I think were in theaters here. With different showings, but not like super wide.
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
You mean
yeah, it comes out on home media in December.
you mean the Japanimation film didn't make it to bumfuck Wisconsin? I'm shocked. Too busy too busy airing the 5th entry in the God's Not Dead franchise, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think this was the first time Toei was like responsible for distributing. I don't remember. There was a weird thing of like how the deal changed because of the Fox, whatever rights Fox had to it went away with the Disney merger.
To Dragon Ball?
To distributing Dragon Ball.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. Also, like, it's the first Dragon Ball movie to come out with Crunchyroll's logo on it instead of Funimation for the dub.
Oh, okay. Right.
Because of that other merger.
So, we are currently going back to Shin stuff.
Yeah.
We're at like 2 out of 3, right? Because there's like Shin Kamen Rider coming.
Shin Kamen Rider is coming, yes. Because this one was only written by Hideaki Anno, who directed Shin Godzilla, wrote and directed Shin Godzilla. This is directed by his co-director on that, Shinji Higuchi, was in charge of directing this one, and he was like in charge of it until Anno finished the last Evangelion movie, and then Anno, once he was done with that, then he helped finish this movie.
Okay. So are they
just
also
kind of interesting to me because Anno, I know he's like a super Ultraman fanboy. Like his first film thing in like his student film that like started to get him notoriety was him making his own Ultraman movie where he was Ultraman. Like he made himself get big.
Hell yeah.
So he's like a true super fan of this specific character. That's why it's so faithful. Because he's the fucking nerd that knows all the deep shit.
Yeah. So are they all? Is this are like the same people handling Shin Kamen Rider then?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like I didn't really like know. I'm just like, man, they're doing like all these. What's with all this Shin? Is this just like a coincidence? And then no, it's like the same guys. So I was just wondering if like Kamen Rider was going to be sort of the same deal by the same people.
Yep.
I mean, I'm fucking pumped that I haven't even seen any Kamen Rider shit. We have until like March. I think it said March.
Yeah, but like this came out in March, and this took forever to get the Japan release was way before anything came over here.
Sure.
So. And because the other thing, that Evangelion movie, I think was also like alternately titled Shin Evangelion, just like marketing tied in with that stuff because it was another thing Hideaki Anno was working on.
What is the Shin ad? Do you know? Like I don't know what it implies.
Well, it's a word for like God, kind of.
Okay. I mean, I figured it was
God
something
Godzilla.
like
Yeah. Huh?
God Godzilla.
It has other. I forget. I honestly just forget at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because there's another. It's like also like true, extend new. I guess are the other things it can mean.
Oh, okay. That also checks out.
I think the main character who becomes Ultraman in the original series his name was Shin.
Oh, okay.
Although he is in this he is renamed to Shinji, who's it's the name of the director Shinji Higuchi, but I think more importantly is the name of the main character in Evangelion. Also,
So many layers.
yeah, man.
Uh,
We need the Evangelion Godzilla Ultraman pachinko machine.
Jesus.
They've already done the Shin Godzilla Evangelion pachinko machine.
Yeah.
Just needs to keep stacking them on.
The other thing that is super incredible for me with this film, the music is just perfect.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, are they, I guess I don't know. Is it freshly composed? I can scroll down here. Okay, Shiro Sagisu scored the film. It features several unused songs which he composed for Shin Godzilla and Neon Genesis Evangelion, and recycled tracks from.
Yeah, I think there's some
stuff.
original Ultraman stuff. That was how Shin Godzilla worked too, where they reused a bunch of themes from the old material and mixed in new music.
I mean, the thing that...
Although by new, in some cases, like there's a track in Shin Godzilla that's like theoretically a new track, but it's like it's like pretty fucking basically the same song as a famous song track from Eva that Evangelion used a lot because he also did the music for that.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that this soundtrack has 48 tracks on it, like, it's pretty good shit.
Yeah.
Like, the music was just so, I mean, again, classic, but it's not like they just dropped in old tracks. Like, I don't know. It's just, everything kept me in, it just keeps you invested. It's just one more thing in this film that keeps you fucking invested and having fun.
Yes.
It's just good.
There was a big I forget, it was last year, I think. They did a big there was a concert that was like Shin Godzilla Evangelion themed. Doing music from both of those things. So I wonder if they'll do one for Ultraman at some point.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. It is very funny to me how this is like it's just like a different property, but it's just in the same world as Shin Godzilla. Like, there's nothing that, like, other than that says Shin Godzilla at the front, there's nothing that says this movie had to be connected to that one, really. It just is.
When does it say
it's
Shin
like
Godzilla?
The explanation for, like, monsters have been appearing and stuff.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
Yeah, like Godzilla is just like the first thing that happened, and then
Oh, okay.
I guess, and then like all the Ultra Q stuff happens.
Yeah, I mean that that fucking payoff.
Yeah, and the fact that it's like so 1-to-1 Ultra Q.
Yeah.
Like, we're not messing around here. We got Gomez, we got Pegula, we got that fucking plant. We got the bird from I Saw a Bird.
No, that shit was incredible. The payoff was unreal.
It was I felt very vindicated.
Also,
That was the whole reason I wanted to watch Ultra Q.
Also, like,
and because of this movie was coming, and I didn't know if this movie was going to reference that stuff. The fact that it did so fucking fully, full-bodied reference was very thrilling.
Yeah. Also, the human shit in this is just very good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the part where it's extremely different from old Toku.
But
It's
even
like, what if like the human stuff were just actually really good?
yeah, and even like, I mean, Shin Godzilla was great, but this was just more fun. Like even the human
This
stuff
is
was
more
just
about characters than Shin Godzilla was so much more about the bureaucracy moving
yeah.
and stuff, and this is more about like this team, and so they have time to be characters because there's not as much like red tape. They don't have to get like they cut through everything, so it's kind of not about that idea in the same way.
fucking Hank and Ben watch a film where characters are allowed to interact, have a good time, call the press.
It's like my favorite thing in the world is characters just interacting in fun ways. That's what I live for.
Hell yeah, man.
We get an alien in a little hat.
The two-dimensional guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit is so good.
The fact that they just like when he first shows up, they don't do any like CG effect. It's just like this thing standing here in the room in a hat, not moving, and everyone's just reacting to it.
Yeah, dude.
Just like, yes, this is how you do this because it's hilarious.
That's
Zarab.
Yeah. That's the guy. That's the one.
Yeah.
Also like they wove the we get this stuff about like humanity coming from Zophie? The other
Zoffy. The
Ultraman.
other Ultraman kind of thing.
yeah.
The gold Ultraman.
That shit was cool. I know I've been like throwing my 2 cents in about the idea of kind of wanting to see something that says or that shows like, oh, humanity was a mistake or whatever, and like we need to correct this mistake. And I'm like, yeah, I could see that. Like that's fine. I'm here for that story. At the same time, I really enjoyed this, or I guess there's been a few other things that we watched, or maybe I've watched on my own. I don't have specific examples, but like the idea that humanity is worth, like sacrificing yourself for, and like, oh, it's something special here and whatever. It was just well done. Like it hit.
Yep.
It won me. I'm like, this is yeah. I'm a human. I don't feel like a garbage bag about it. Right now in this fan of this film. It was just
There's something, because the thing is like if you're watching a story about a person is way more compelling than watching a story about a perfect being.
Yeah.
Or whatever, or something like the thing is, I kind of think every story that ends with like a human transcending humanity to become a greater thing, it's like never that satisfying, and it's extremely easy to fuck up.
Yeah.
And I say this, I like 2001: A Space Odyssey. I kind of think that's like the best example of it, but like most things come up short of that. And get real dumb.
What thing did we did something recently that had that, because I remember you mentioning this. No, was it Zamasu? Is that what we were? What brought it up?
Maybe Zamasu might have been what I mentioned.
The
you might be
catalyst.
thinking of when we were talking over this movie.
Also, yeah, that's true. We've talked about this film before.
Yeah, I think that was like literally when I mentioned that.
Okay, yeah, that also makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see. Here's the thing. I also I remember saying that I'm okay with that concept. I don't remember if I had any examples then of what like instances of it that I liked. I don't have any now, but like in theory, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I just can't.
I just think this thing of like the higher being wanting to be more human is like just a more satisfying narrative, more interesting, and allows you to get to then an emotional ending at the end. Because like the last shot of all the scheme, it's like seeing him wake up and reacting to that. It's so good.
You know,
like that hits.
It kind of reminds me. This is getting me on like a thread that's. I guess I'm going to relate it to football in the year 2020. Or no, the first one is 17,776, right?
Yeah.
In that, like, just the idea of like, you know, what it is to be human, and like, just we want to be human. We want to wait in line at the drive-through, and a shitty pickup truck or whatever that's just gas powered.
Yeah,
like that sort of deal. Like, just it's not perfect. It's human. That's the experience.
Yeah. Well, it's also like it's just a story that like I feel like I can get something out of. Whereas like the transcending humanity thing, like that, it's like, okay, I guess that's an idea, but I can't do anything with that. I'm here.
No, you're just not arrogant enough. The idea is that you're better than everyone, so you put yourself in that person's position and be like, I'm already above humanity. That's when you really start getting stuff out of it.
I mean, my favorite ones are where it doesn't look like a lot of fun. Like 2001. I don't really want to go through that.
I mean, this is why. Do you know anything about Space Dandy? Do you care about Space Dandy spoilers?
All I know about Space Dandy, I watched the first episode, and all I can remember is he goes to that casino that's a boob.
Yeah, he goes to boobies.
Yeah.
Do you care about spoilers?
No.
All right. Spoilers for Space Dandy for anyone who does. A bit in the show is that like every episode they fucking die. And he specifically, like, he just kind of goes into different timelines or whatever where, like, it didn't happen, which is why they just roll every episode like nothing happened. And eventually you learn that, like, the person narrating the show is basically God. And he's like, yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but you keep dying and then waking up like nothing happened. Like, that's not a thing that most people do. And essentially offers him the role of being God. And Space Dandy is like, that sounds terrible. I'm out.
Hell yeah.
The narrator's like, what?
Goku.
Wait, what? What the hell do you mean you're out? Yeah, no, it sounds really boring. Like, I want to go places and like eat food and look at women. Like, I'm out.
Exactly.
Just fucking dips.
It's Goku fucking sticking his tongue out at Kami. I'm out of here. Fucking get Dende to do it.
Damn, man. Yeah, no, shit sounds awful. I just sit here not fighting people? Ugh. What do you mean protect the world? I do that from here. It's fine.
Yeah. Also, Goku had spent like multiple years living with Kami. He knew exactly how boring it was up there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the conclusion.
And the end of this movie is like
stuff.
Literally the end of the first series of Ultraman ends too.
Oh,
like
okay.
That floating in that void and having that conversation. I think that's just directly taken from that show.
That
as
shit
far as
was.
I understand.
That shit was cool.
Which is from like 1966, so that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that gave me It did a similar thing for me that I guess the film Brain Damage did for me. Where, you know,
Sure.
the dude's head is like glowing at the end, and I mentioned it gives that little bit of like mysticism, like a little bit of like elevated thing, a mystical je ne sais quoi. And this sort of did the same thing. Like, they're just in a void talking, and Discord is shitting out right now. So that's cool. I guess I'll just keep the recording going. What do we got? Like 29:50. Wonder if Hank's doing the outro. The question is, do I keep talking? Is this bonus content? Who knows? Discord's absolute. I did the dinging is going. It's like boom, 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 boom. It's pretty classic. Yeah. I mean, while I'm here, well, you have me in a monologue. Ultraman was just good shit. And I've said it like 1,000 times already, but like, it's the perfect blend. It's the perfect blend. The fights, the kaiju fights, are fucking incredible. The human stuff is good. I do remember talking during the film while we were watching it. Hank mentioned, I am just going to refer to him in the third person because he's effectively not here right now. He mentioned that some people really didn't like the fact that it's like 3 episodes of a show, like rolled together, or 4 episodes, 3 episodes. Oh, are you back? Can you hear me?
And now
you can. I've been monologuing. I was just about to start talking about how some people didn't like the fact that it was like the film was like 3 episodes of a show, or like 4 episodes or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good.
I really liked that.
They were connected, and obviously if it was literally just 4 episodes of a show, like that'd feel kind of shitty. But they were connected in a way, and it wasn't like they were each broken off. I don't know. It like chopped it up in a way and made it interesting and allowed them to just kind of do new shit without it feeling like, oh, we're just going to like skip to this part of the movie now where this fight happens for some reason. I don't know. It felt more organic, even though it was more broken up.
Yeah, because what it allowed it to do is to like feel the way following superhero stories feels, where they have various adventures and save the day multiple times, which is a thing that superhero movies often fuck up, where like the hero appears and then saves the day once or whatever. Yeah. Like part of the thing is that they've risked their lives over and over again to do this. And like getting like multiple instances of Ultraman saving the day, I think that's fucking tremendous. As like on a baseline, like makes this one of my favorite superhero movies, period. In addition to one of my favorite kaiju movies. Like it gets both of those ends extremely correct. And the superhero one really stands out to me because it does it in a way of like telling these little or episodic things that really stand out, because you consider most superhero movies would end, their climax would be like the middle fight in this movie of Ultraman versus someone who just looks like Ultraman until his disguise is revealed or whatever. Yeah. Like that is how most superhero movies would get structured, particularly the first ones. And just, getting to that point like halfway through and then getting more stuff happening, like fucking yes.
Hell yeah.
Give me more superhero action, more fights.
More
fights. The fights in this are so fucking good. They hit so hard incredible. On like this image and then this image and then this image.
They were also like aside from being choreographed super well, they were edited super well. I feel like it's a thing that some action scenes in like movies of every fucking genre have a problem with. Like they don't let me watch the goddamn fight. Like, well, so it's not straight like, this up is, I think, dark.
And specifically with Marvel, like this is the thing that like visual effects studios are so fucking mad at Marvel. I'd like say they're a terrible client because they like are constantly changing their mind during the production. So the visual effects studios have to like rework entire scenes because with those movies, there's no like storyboard plan out ahead of time. They kind of make it up as they go along because they have the money to just burn, and they're but they're also burning this labor that they're not really paying fairly for. But like with a movie like this, their budget is strict, so they just storyboarded it out extremely well beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, it's all thought out before they do the thing, and then it's just all good and coherent.
Yeah.
And doesn't it just, I think it's better. And it feels more like a comic, because that's how they're structuring it. It's like storyboards of like this set piece, this action shot, then this one, then this one, then this one.
Yeah.
Rather than like this mess that you've put together eventually, or that you've landed on as the thing you're happy with.
Nah. You know what is great for an action sequence? When it's in darkness, and then during the whole fight, it's just close up of the faces and jump cutting like 30 times a second. That's how I like to take in my fights, as opposed to like a wide shot with great choreography.
Yep.
No, they're just so good.
Like turns out when you plan ahead of time and you like have a good plan, that leads to good filmmaking. Weird.
It's shocking. Truly shocking. Man, in the final, what the hell is the final thing called? Like above the earth? Zeton?
Zeton.
That shit's just cool. Like watching it kind of, I don't know how to describe it, like click into place or whatever. Like assemble itself kind of.
Like build itself.
Yeah. That shit was just
that
dope.
One's, they went all out on that one, because I think in the show, Zeton is just another dude in a rubber
guy.
suit.
Yeah, no, that was
cool. It's also because it's like being built out in space. You don't have a sense of scale on it until Ultraman shows up, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, dude.
This thing is huge. He throws his Destructo Disc, and then he throws his bigger Destructo Disc.
Yeah, man. All that, like the build up to that was so good, and the payoff for it is so good. Like it's just a very,
yeah,
it's like everything I wanted from a final fight, I guess, and just enhanced by the fact that we had so much, like you said, we had so many fights before it that were good, and it makes it feel better, like, that you get to this.
And the way the movie builds up its themes of humanity, like looking to Ultraman as like a god, like to save them because they don't have any hope. Him not being good enough, but him believing in humanity and his buddies to like figure out a way to save the day.
The power,
like it all
of
comes
buddy.
together.
Yeah, man.
And the fact that it's buddy, they say buddy in English, is like just cherry on top.
They say buddy so many fucking times, and it's so good.
It just gets better and better.
You're not a very good buddy. Man. Yeah.
He has to learn to be a better buddy. And then the movie also just has times to do fucking dumb shit, like give us a giant lady.
Dude, yeah.
Fucking people freaking out because that woman is so fucking tall.
And then she's freaking out because the internet is now filled with upskirt shots of her. And even aside from that, when whatever guy is like, you're the most you're the like number one topic online, she just screams. Yeah, no, that'd be a fucking nightmare. I don't want to be trending on Twitter. Are you fucking kidding me? Get out of here.
No. Yeah. No good. No good.
That
Just
one.
like,
That
why am I here? I'm not drunk.
dude. Yeah, I'm not even drunk.
Wakes up in the middle of blue tarps.
Honestly, that bit, the bit of her like screaming at the internet shit really hit harder the second time round, because like how she just leans back in her chair and fucking screams. Oh, it's so good. Like that actress fucking crushed it. Like that character
she was so good.
Perfect.
Her facial expressions were so fucking good.
Just on point. The delivery just absolutely immaculate.
Her slapping her own butt.
Dude, yeah.
She's
She's giving people, and she like It's like immediately she like slaps that other girl's ass and it hard cuts as soon as she makes contact. We don't even get a follow-up reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It's teamwork.
Yeah, man. It's the power of buddies.
That it's also the shot. One of the shots, effect shots, that's just burned into my brain is when he, after she rescues him in like the middle of the movie, when he activates his power thing to grow, and you just see the Ultraman hand come up behind him and then grab him.
Yeah,
and then go.
yeah. Oh,
That is so fucking good.
It's an incredible fucking sequence, dude.
Cause like it's like his Ultraman form is like stored in a some pocket space or whatever.
Yeah, naturally.
Like, that the way they did that, just like it's such a simple effect of just overlaying this and then covering him, but it's so fucking powerful. It's so cool.
Yeah. Oh, that shit was mwah. Too good. Yeah, this is like I'm trying to think, like, do I consider this a perfect film? It's close. Like, it has everything. I watched it twice, and I was happy on the second go around.
It's just extremely entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Just fun. It's entertaining and fun.
Totally.
And well executed. Like just a great time all around. I was extremely pleased because like a lot of the reviews I had seen were kind of mid on it, and it's like
That's
yeah,
weird.
You're all fucking idiots.
Why?
This movie ruled.
What were the
It's like people like
excuses?
complaining about it being 4 parts or whatever. I'm like,
Fuck off. Whatever.
What?
What a dumb thing to hone in on. Some people haven't watched how many
no, it
fucking
doesn't have a
how many-
3-act structure. Meh.
how many episodes of Ultra Q did we watch? It was like too many.
It's like 26 or something.
I swear to God it was more than that. Are you sure it wasn't like
No.
60?
It's 28.
Ugh. It was 28 if it was 68. Some people haven't watched 28
Well-
episodes of Ultra Q and it shows.
We watched like
Yeah, it was
4
4
a week. Yeah.
I guess 7 weeks. That was the
Yeah, it
worst.
was like 2 months of
that was
Ultra
the
Q.
longest 2 years of my life.
Well, and it was like the question was like we could do less a week, but then we'd be watching Ultra Q for much longer.
Or we could do more a week, but then we might
No,
die.
that wasn't possible.
We could just
Didn't
do
watch more than 4 a week.
we could just bump 7 a week, then get it done in a
No.
month, and then
I could
drop dead at the end of it. Just pass out. Wake up surrounded by tarps. Just be like, was I watching Ultra Q?
It's the Twilight Zone, but everything just gets big.
Man.
Except that turtle that had fucking left and right blinkers.
Oh God, yeah, that was that's like that was like the peak. As far as ridiculous shit goes, I mean,
Yeah.
the kid turning into a wallet monster was pretty good. Like that was a pretty solid episode.
Yeah. Honestly, well, I mean, the thing is, mostly it was like the kid-centric episodes that like really
We're shit. We're
were
absolutely
terrible.
fucking miserable. Yeah,
This movie doesn't reference.
yeah.
Um,
Thankfully,
the important thing is that it references I saw a bird. It's mostly just funny to me because I just find the phrase, the title, I saw a bird, to be very funny. It's so inane or whatever.
Yeah.
Just so simple.
Yeah.
I saw a bird. That doesn't sound
I
like
mean,
a
that was
story, but
there was like
apparently.
Look, this is like, it feels like a lot of Ultra Q. I don't know. I remember enjoying the episode. I couldn't fucking tell you what happened in that episode at all. I remember the title. I'll remember it forever. I remember
No, I saw a bird. I don't remember that one. I remember the one that was the House of Usher, but it was all spiders.
Yep. That one I recall.
What if the House of Usher was just a house full of big spiders?
One of the kaiju just had Godzilla's roar, like straight up, and it was cursed. It was like a rock monster or something.
Yeah, undeserved Godzilla roar.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, turtle with blinker is that's burned in the brain. Yeah.
There are all these other Ultra Q series we could watch.
Or we could
We're not
watch
gonna do
the
this.
4 Kids Ultraman show that I watch.
I still want to watch original Ultraman, but
There's too many things to watch, man.
there are too many things to watch. We need to get a grounding
I
on
think-
Kamen Rider.
I was gonna say,
Although I
that
think
has
for
to be-
I think for Kamen Rider, the thing we'll just read the manga.
yeah,
It's like the
We can
first
do,
thing.
like, oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say we can like dip a little.
Because the other thing with Kamen Rider is there's a good Kamen Rider show that I really, really like, but it's pretty unrelated to original Kamen Rider. It's kind of a different thing.
Gotcha.
It's way more of like a Power Rangers type show, just like instead of whatever that 70s thing is, because it's so much more modern.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to dipping in. I mean, now like how good Shin Godzilla was, and then the fucking. I mean, I know it was a coincidence, but the payoff from Ultra Q of this, I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking dip into Kamen Rider. Let's go. I need to prepare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My thing with Kamen Rider 4 is actually the thing I would compare it to is similar to the best parts of Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, but doesn't fall up its butt in melodrama. Like just stays fun.
No girls
Doesn't
get
forget
fucking
to be
smacked by their dad.
No, that doesn't happen.
Ooh.
It just like remembers to be fun, and even when like the drama gets heavy, it still remembers to be fun.
Hell yeah. Thank God.
Yeah, that one's really good. I still haven't technically finished it though. I have like 10 episodes left that I didn't watch.
I'm still not fucking. I'm not over what they did to Sailor Moon. Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon. Like as a show.
It was so good.
Those first 2 batches, we were so fucking high on it. And
I
it
know.
just crumbled.
It completely crumbled.
Oh. Pretty funny from like a podcast standpoint though.
Yeah. It's like, is this the greatest version of Sailor Moon? Like legit? Like they yes. And then like by the end you're like, no, not at all.
Yeah.
Cannot continue to believe that.
Halfway through, this might actually be the best version of Sailor Moon. Episode 3. All right, so that was a lie. Well.
It's funny because the like episode by episode Sailor Moon podcast is like doing that show, but they're like 10 episodes into
Oh no.
Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon. I'm like, oh no,
They
no.
They got like 4 left before it starts going down the drain. I mean, that's funny. You gotta keep me posted. You gotta tell me if it goes like if they do the same trajectory we did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hell yeah!
Because you watch the basketball episode and you're like, is this the greatest television show ever made?
I mean, even the fucking was it like the second episode when Luna does the game show thing about like what their mission
Oh,
is, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in. I've never been
I
so into
know.
something.
I know. Then everyone had to get sad and angsty. Terrible.
I mean,
Out of here.
the biggest takeaway from that show is I can no longer read the phrase "c'est la vie" like normally. It just doesn't fucking work in my brain anymore.
C'est la vie.
It's too catchy. It's too catchy for its own good, and also the only song they played.
That's not true. They played like one other song one time.
They allowed people to have brief moments of alternative karaoke options in between getting beat by their dad.
Yeah. There was that time, is it Sailor Mars starts singing God Not Being Real? Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one. What was... I don't know if we got... Was it Amy singing? In one of the specials, we got that fucking English Christmas hymn? Was it Silent Night?
That was Venus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was like... that might have been the best song out of that entire thing. Like, that was just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, Toku's a minefield for me because when it's good, it's like my favorite thing in the world, and sometimes it's not good though.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I don't have enough exposure to it. Like I didn't know what we were getting in for with Ultra Q. I had no idea. That was why. Whereas, like most of the other stuff we do on the show, like it's stuff I am already familiar with. But that in particular has been one that I'm just like, I just want to learn. I just need to know more. But that has certain pitfalls associated with it.
Yeah.
That's like the other anime I wanted to do this year, but we are not doing. Dear Brother.
Oh, yeah.
Where that show was fucking ruled, and the end is no good.
Yeah. I mean,
unfortunate.
Or like me trying to, man, it's so cool going back and like going further back in time and seeing all the shit that inspired Berserk. I wonder what part this manga inspired. Oh no. Sometimes it gets cursed. But then we did what was it? Dororo?
Yeah.
Dororo? Like, what if Berserk was fun while still being horrifying?
Yeah, man. That was a great find.
that read was incredible. That was so good.
Yeah.
And the resemblance.
That was one where
uncanny.
I just like, I started it and I'm like, oh, this is good. And I just like, it kept sitting in my brain. I couldn't, it's like pushing it up on the schedule.
I think I finished that in like a night. Like I burned through that shit. And I was like, all right, I'm good to go. I sat, I read for however many hours it took to get through everything, and I'm ready.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Good comics be like that sometimes.
Yeah, man.
You're just like, oh, that massive thing's just gone. It's like potato chips or something. Just like, you look down, you're like, oops. I read 23 volumes of manga sitting or whatever.
We have 25 episodes. Yeah, I mean, it's with fucking Dragon Ball, and then looking back, and it's like, ooh, Utena is quite a few episodes. We should space this.
Uh-huh. Well, Utena has more meat on the bone. There's more stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball, it's just like constant hype and then complaining about a couple things.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just like fucking Goku is the best.
Holy shit.
Did you see he got stronger?
I mean, I guess the other thing I really loved that I had that I didn't do in a sitting was Pluto, because I had to take some like emotional breaks.
Yeah.
It was too good in different ways.
Yes.
I mean, and I guess some of the tennis stuff I would have wanted a reprieve anyway.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that kind of doesn't start really hitting till the end.
Yeah.
In that way, I feel like.
But when it does.
But sometimes it's just surfing elephants.
Or someone turning into a cow.
Yeah. And how many episodes are so good.
Oh. Anyway,
I think that's a podcast. Shin Ultraman rules.
It's so
what a
fucking
good movie.
good. This is fun. It's the fact that it's 2 hours. We're so far removed from Godzilla time, and it fucking flies. It just goes. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just like one of the best kaiju movies and one of the best superhero movies. Plus, like, great on both. At both things.
Yes.
It's like a easy go-to example for how do you do this shit? This is how you do that shit.
Hell yeah.
Take fucking note. Every other movie.
I was gonna say everybody.
If you don't start your movie with Gomez getting shot, fake Godzilla out here taking an L, what are you doing? What are you even doing? Just open your movie with a fake Godzilla getting killed. Come on.
Well, that, and if you have an average 2-hour movie and the giant hero of the movie does not appear and engage in a full fight within the first 10 minutes, I'm knocking a couple points off.
True.
You're wasting my time.
It's true. What if your 3-hour movie was an hour and then you had like the sequel stacked on top of it? Just give me the good shit. Anyway, Salt Circle Podcast, gmail.com, Salt Circle Pod on Twitter, anchor.fm/Salt Circle, and I'm on Twitter at Comic Panels.
I ain't on Twitter, but I am high on Shin Ultraman.
Buddies.
The power of buddies. Don't ever fucking underestimate it.